Hi, Dr. Rodgir Cohen. I'm here to talk about school choice and academic achievement. Although there are complex reasons for school failure, change in the organizational form of public schools, introducing special practice for students, and giving families the chance to choose a school can significantly improve a student's success level, regardless of factors. Many examples in the United States and around the world demonstrate that low-income students' academic achievement can be improved by changing the organizational structure of traditional public schools and giving parents more choices. The school choice system, including educational vouchers and charter schools, is the most well-known and controversial example of improving the quality of education by changing the organizational structure of public education. In the school choice system, the fund allocated per student for public education is given to parents as an education voucher to be used in private schools instead of allocating it directly to TPSs. With 6.2 million students, California is the largest education system in the United States, and the Los Angeles Unified School District is the second largest school system in the country. California is at the top of the national list in terms of funds allocated to public education. Although the budget spent on public schools seems adequate compared to the United States average, the academic performance of Californian schools ranks near the bottom nationwide. According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress in 2019, California ranks 45th in student performance. According to the report of U.S. News and World Report, California schools are ranked 44th. These rankings show that the education system in California is below average. There is persistent disparity between students' performance in the terms of both race and income. Disparity becomes more apparent when comparing African American students with white and Asian students. According to the Legislative Analyst Office, or LAO, report in 2018, African American students scored the lowest on standardized tests across all grade levels. Although Latino students outperform African American students, they lagged behind white students. The demand for more choice in education has further impact that calls into question the future of traditional school systems. The absence of competition in the public education prevents the emergence of the incentives necessary to improve the quality of education and hinders innovative educational methods. Educational central planning and the lack of freedom of choice are the main reasons why public education organization does not differ much from the 19th century model that it started from. The school choice system in the United States involves two approaches, either charter schools or educational voucher programs. Studies in California show that low-income minority students attending charter schools perform better than their traditional school counterparts. The research conducted by the Credo in 2014 provides this important data. On average, charter students in poverty gained 14 additional days of learning in reading and 29 additional days of learning in math compared to traditional schools. Studies in California show that low-income minority students attending charter schools perform better than all their counterparts, and charter African-American students were shown to have gained 22 additional days of learning and reading and 7 additional days of learning in math compared to their counterparts. Within California, the accomplishments of low-income and minority students in charter schools are vital in mitigating the disparity created by the achievement gap. Although the performance of charter schools varies from district to district and school to school, the dissemination of successful school models and the discovery of more innovative practices depends on the expansion of the charter school programs within California. So I bring a very concise conclusion to this discussion, that the K through 12 education system is in a crisis within America, and the crisis is a significant risk factor for the U.S. economy and democracy for the world as a whole. The ability of the American economy to retain its position in the world depends on the country continuing to produce high-tech products at a high added value. The need for higher quality education and educated workers in the United States is perpetual, and it is needed. How our education reforms will take shape depends on the implementation of more innovative programs. School choice can play a vital role in the innovative and responsive educational practices necessary to reform our educational system here in the United States. Educators, policymakers, and students must be given the freedom they need to generate change, and having the source and the ability to have a voucher system or a portability of your education to go to the best provider in the free market not only allows for a student to have the best education suited for their needs, it allows for education to be suited for their learning styles and their type of learning needed in order to achieve this. I leave you today with discussion questions about how does this stop prejudice? If a student is able to have better performance, does it decrease prejudice within the schools? And I leave you with that discussion question. Of course it does. That school achievement will increase and problems within diversity, lacks of diversity in education will decrease with portability and options by students to be able to go where they want for the best education. I thank you for our time together, and I look forward to our next discussion over public policy problems in California.